Okay, test 1 2, test 1 2. Can you hear me? Because we just had some big audio issues that are quite concerning and probably difficult to fix. Luke Rose says, "Yay with sound, yay with sound." Yeah, had to reboot the computer a couple of times and reboot my Go XLR, and I don't know what happened because there was clearly something wrong with the mixer that the reboot fixed. But then also there was something broken in slobs as well, so I had to go through again and reconnect all the connections, if that makes sense. It was really odd and kind of concerning. I sort of need to look into it more and figure out what's going on, because I noticed a bunch of other stuff has broken on my audio setup. Wait, this is the bit. I think I know what's happening here. Aha. This is where I want to be. Just up here, got an awkward entrance down to this spot. You're the second streamer today that said the same thing, says Miss Madness. Specifically about the Go XLR mixer? Because then maybe they put out an update with a glitch in or something. We need some beacon power around here. I forget which way is back up as well. Oh, here we go. There we go. Ah. Yeah. I need to mine this stuff. Lots of it. But I'm kind of thinking maybe not like right in our cave system. So we'll pop through here. Yeah, here we go. Right next to the beacon beam. We're going to just start off with some simple mining and grinding, right? Simple bit of that. So welcome everyone who's tuning in. I got a decaf coffee here. I'm addicted, I swear. Yeah, and stream issues. Yeah, as in yes, it was the Go XLR. Your voice was not coming. My voice was not coming, was it? Don't even know what that means. Anyways, we were going to be streaming Cube Hamster's game Nomori today. But due to some technical issues, not related to the sound, although the sound now might be a future issue to solve, I'm going to push it back to tomorrow. So we'll be doing that tomorrow instead now. So yeah, if you were looking forward to some Saturday morning variety gaming, well, it's been pushed back. But it's all good. We'll be able to play it tomorrow and have some fun. Decaf coffee, that's a sin, says Lockie. Is it? Is it now? Like, I don't need the caffeine, so I'll have a decaf. I'm just here for the flavour. Hey, we got Hedgehog 403, 17 months, saying, "Heyo, how are you?" I'm good, thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. I went to London yesterday and watched the Book of Mormon play by the creators of South Park. That was hilarious. Had a right old laugh at that. Real good. But dang, was it hot. I walked all the way to the train station and back. Cooked me alive, it did. Mr. Xisuma, nice to see you. How's your ice farm doing? I have a semi-AFK machine that doesn't require player movement that I'd love to share with you. How would I do that? Says Boss Jones. Send it to me on Twitter is always the way to get to me. I check my feed, so Twitter is like, you know, a spot for putting something in front of me. But yeah, the ice farm's sort of like it's good, but every time I work on it, it's like something goes wrong, right? Like I tried to upgrade the what was it? Repairing with the XP. And yeah, that didn't go so well. So I need 112, 256. I just need a few more stacks of this. But I also need some for my own like personal building supplies. So we'll hit this thing up too. Oh, Dang, what a massive patch of granite. We are being spoilt over here. Absolutely spoilt. What's the death traps for? For hermits? Yeah, I called it death trap. Did I call it death trap? I kind of feel like maybe that wasn't the right thing to call it. It was the death shop. I just, as I was getting things ready and typed it out, I was like, oh yeah, got to work on the little death thing. I just called it death trap. I'm not building traps for other hermits to fall into, if that's what you're thinking. But yeah, we're going to go work on that shop. We're going to work on the geode today, which is where I started off. But, you know, it's a new day and we got to do our daily quests. So we will get this granite and go complete a daily quest. Let's pick out a shulker box. Uh-huh. What's your opinion on our great Lord and Saviour, Big E Cheese? Big E Cheese. Don't think I've ever heard those two words directly next to each other before. Xisuma, how can you dig a 128 radius spawn-proof perimeter? Because I got sick of it after 1/4 of the circle. Don't do it all in one go, dude. Chip away it in little bits whenever you got the motivation. Like, how long's this season been running for? Several months now, right? Didn't do it all in one day. That would be mad. That would be bonkers. So, 128, 256, 512. So the rest is for me. I feel like I should maybe get a touch more along the way. How did we get down here? I feel like... Oh no, we're going the right way. Cool. Yeah, there's more over there, there's more over here. Here's a spot. We will take all of this stuff. Hey, we got a noise in the air. It's Maddie B, 2015 UK, with the 2 months of support. Thank you so much, Maddie B. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. My mind's a little offbeat at the beginning of this stream because plans are changed. Well, plans are changed, and then I had those audio issues, which I'm a little concerned about. So yeah. You've been doing it for 7 months, lol. No, the season hasn't even been running for 7 months, right? But we are getting close to the half-year bit, I believe. Krowski 100, thank you for the prime, and the one, the only. It's Jessassin here for 29 months. Thank you for all you're doing, Jess. Appreciate ya. Jess has been helping us out with some back-end stuff to make the Hermitcraft server even better, which is super cool. So if you see Jess logging onto the server at all, he'll be possibly doing some bits and bobs, making sure stuff's going good. Lol, I only hope it works. Don't say that, Jess. We believe in you. It's gonna work, surely. Right, and again, inventory full of junk. Where'd I get that? Where'd I get that from? The ore veins, the granite ore veins are the copper ones, right? And the andesite are the... I don't know where I picked up that raw iron, but yeah. There it is, hanging out in my inventory. What's it doing there? Kitty Kathana, thank you ever so much for your Prime subscription. I appreciate you and hope you're enjoying the stream. I've seen a couple of comments recently. You know, I've probably maybe seen these sorts of comments in the past, but like sometimes it just, a couple of things happen in a row and then they solidify in your mind. But I've had people comment that like they don't like the streams because of all the thank yous. Like saying thank you all the time. And, you know, when someone speaks up about something they don't like or do like, it's sort of easy to get hyper-focused on a thing. And then you don't consider, like, well, that person might not like it, but then hundreds of people sit around enjoying the stream for hours on end. So is it that bad? Like, and when I see that comment, I'm like, oh, maybe I should change tact here. But then it's like, well, no, I've been doing this for years, and people obviously don't mind it, and yeah. Wow, that may be the stupidest reason to not like a stream, says Anime LW Books. I wouldn't say it's a stupid reason not to like a stream. It's just, when you read a comment that's sort of, air quotes, negative, you tend to, like, have a knee-jerk reaction to do something about it, right? But then you forget to think, oh, wait a minute, like, that's just one person commenting, right? And I've seen this comment just a couple of times lately, which I don't think is a sign of something's changed and that we need to change our ideas or anything. But just the fact that I saw a couple in a row sort of made it linger in my mind, right? This is how things work. You know when you hear a new word and then you feel like all of a sudden you start hearing it everywhere? It's just like that. Your brain's picked up or is trying to pick up a pattern. See, I don't think that I'm reading some of your comments right now. I don't think you need to interpret their dislike for it in a really negative way. I can understand why. Maybe you're tuning in for a particular type of content, and like hearing thank you all the time just, I don't know, disrupts the flow of that content. I've come over here too early. That's what I've done. We've got to go somewhere else first, then we come back here. Probably just a vocal minority, says Tyra Hedgelm. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the moderation thing, right? With 1.19.1. It's that, yes, there's a lot of outrage and stuff, but how do you actually, like, quantify how much of the player base is actually outraged by this, and to what degree? So it's a similar thing where it's like, you get hyper-focused on one person's comment, and then you don't think about it proportionally. So if it was really, like, such a bother to people watching, they would be tuning out and not watching. So if people are watching, it's clearly not too big an issue. So, I think there is a economy quest. Or is it a maintenance infrastructure? 512 granite into the pit. Okay. That's 128, 256, and then another 4 stacks is 512. That is our daily shard. Yeah, pick the right one. I need to put my head back in here, which I don't have, or do I have one left? Let's have a little check. Do I have one left? There's all sorts of just stuff all over the place, isn't there? No, I don't have one left. I think I'm just going to do the pumpkin thing for now. So, trigger. There we go. So, Ren will know that I did that. I did that! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! 4 unique mopeds. Where was that one? Adventure quest? Collect 4 unique mopeds. I totally forgot about that too. Oh wait, that's a daily. Ah, so I have to wait until... Well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow. So on tomorrow's stream, we'll take care of that one, yeah? So that'll be 2 daily shards, 2 extra points. Nice. We do need to focus on some more valuable ones too, but I'm coming in every day trying to get a daily, and that was me getting a daily. All right, the Arc of Champions is going to be me. Although I must admit, I saw a message from Cub saying that he's got more time again. I don't know why Cub didn't have more time, but Cub will be fierce competition. There's no doubt. Wait, I thought tomorrow will be the game from Cube Hamster. Is it on HC's 4Gil? Tomorrow will be Hermitcraft and a game from Cube Hamster. That's how we roll. Wrong shop. I know I've got to come over here for something, but it's the wrong shop. X, can you help me out? Some time ago I raided a streamer who was building this amazing world in creative, but I forgot to follow him and forgot his name. Maybe you remember him. He was playing on Xbox and had a donkey on PFP. I was about to go all Sark mode and I was like, hang on, let's read this message again. Some time ago you raided a streamer. Yeah. It might be Trooper Joe. Trooper Joe's like a bit of a regular raid from me. And he has this Xbox world that he's been playing in for like 10 years. It's just ridiculously amazing. So yeah, it might be Trooper Joe. Right, anyway, there's a few things that I wanted to fix up. Fix up, look sharp! Right, let's grab some of these. Some of what, X? Some of those, some of these. Like fence posts, right? Over here. We're making improvements. I think... Actually, no, that won't work. That works on slabs. Okay. I'm thinking about it wrong. Never mind. So I had some suggestions to change the material here just to carpet. I think what I'll do is just put some mangrove slabs or something there. 1, 2, 3. So we want to build up the sides, integrate it more into the roads. Some people have put in suggestions about using a different method over here, but I think it works. I think we're good. Now no one's left anything behind. Still got flint and steel, still got TNT. So we need to build a path and build up the walls. Right, and I can see myself using a couple of materials. One of those you might have suspected is granite. So if we plop that down, and then maybe just put a little bit of the junk that we have accumulated in here too. Even the mud, I guess. Right, cleaner inventory. That's something that I can just plop down and deal with later. Cub is a total grinder, says Boss Jones. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Revise the book, X. I don't think the book needs revision. I think it's just one of those things where, like, it's really hard sometimes just to make it intuitive from text. Like, maybe the better design is to just leave a sign with, like, TNT here and an arrow, but still, you know, it's like the instructions were, I thought, pretty clear when Cleo read them, and you can see, like, how sometimes it just doesn't connect. Like, you need to use the thing, and then you're like, oh, this is, okay, now I get it. Right, so here's the materials. Like, different types of mud, coarse dirt, granite. Like, all of these would make a great wall from up there. But I do think it should be recessed back a little bit. So if we go ahead and remove some dirt like this, always a little bit of depth, I think, goes quite a ways. Quite a ways. So then we wouldn't have dirt there, and then we would be putting our own blocks here. So we need a material to go out front. And I think it's just going to be like polished granite, really. Let's mess about with some block combos. Get ourselves some useful blocks. Hey, we got a noise in the ear. It's Liger Gaming here for 27 months. Thank you so much, my dude. Appreciate all you do. Appreciate it ever so much. Peeps, Liger and Becca have been making clips on TikTok. And some of them are like taking off a little bit at the moment. If you're on TikTok, I'm on there too now, thanks to those two. So if you want some somewhat comedic entertainment, you know, not so sure comedian is the right word, but it has some sort of humour to it. So if we go with something like that, kind of feel like it should be. I don't know, maybe that's got what we want, and then something more structural behind it. So yeah, I could see that then coming all the way down here, but do I want to use that material like extensively through this space either side? Probably not. We could maybe even put in some deep slate, but I was kind of thinking you want to tie the granite to this. And originally I was thinking we'd build less structured walls with more like raw granite. Don't know why. That was just kind of where I was going. Now on this side here, I think it makes sense just to make it an extension of this. And then you want like pillars basically, didn't you? So yeah, that kind of works pretty easy. We need to break up the textures a little bit, but I reckon that's pretty darn fine. Might be worth investigating how wide each of these sections are, and then maybe adding in some other variations. Maybe basalt, says Gindru. But yeah, maybe a bit more contrasty like that. Maybe not even this stuff. Maybe granite there. This is what's every time we do building together, I always comment on this, but like the fact that you can just rearrange so many different types of materials just puts my mind into this like puzzly space of all the what ifs, yet there's no answer, right? And I think that's the difference between this type of creativity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so it goes from 8 to 6 over on this side. Interesting. With a puzzle game or a problem that you're trying to solve, you're thinking through all the possibilities, and then like there will be one that will solve the problem. And so that's really enjoyable. Ah, you found it. Whereas with building, you never really quite find it. There's always something more you could do, and that's what I'm not sure if I like that or not, I guess. Let's mess around with this and do one with basalt. Oh, and now I realise, like, oh yeah, look at where I've put my chests. Always a good idea to think that through. I mean, maybe I should have put them all over here, like down in this space, because you know, they're kind of in this area, so I'm going to need to leave a hole in the wall, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. But yeah, basically I'm saying, think everything that you do through. Don't be like me. Otherwise you'll end up doing this over and over again. So next one, let's say we continue the granite downwards. Where's my shovel? So we continue the granite downwards, so it's going to be in all of these spaces. And then they become pillars. And then we potentially put basalt behind it. I'm going to sneeze. Woo! Yeah, I reckon what would be better than that is like packed. Cube Hamster says, what if a puzzle doesn't have one fixed solution though? Still satisfying, because I've played games like that. Also, welcome to the stream, Cube. I've played games, plenty of games like that. They're some of my favourites, open-ended puzzles, because there is an end requirement, and once you hit it, you get that satisfaction of completing it, right? But then you get the option of going back and optimizing for different variables. Like, do you want to make it have a small footprint? Do you want to make it fast and efficient or cost efficient? And all of those are challenges you get to impose on yourself. Yeah, I feel like structure is better here, so we're probably going to go with the mud bricks. But yeah, the granite, I don't know, maybe it's here that we should try the basalt. It's all a bit of the same colour is kind of the issue. Yeah, I could probably go with that. I think I could go with that. And then that would be nice and easy just to do in each direction. Maybe changing some things up here. The way I'd done it over on this side was that I put more of the detail down the bottom, but I kind of feel like maybe it should be further up, because these are like your pillars holding everything up, and the wear and tear maybe is more present up here. Something like that. So yes, then, right, as well as extending those, we also need to find a material for the path going across here to there. I'll let y'all think about it. Don't put any suggestions in the chat right now. We'll grind this out, we'll have a little chat, and then we'll come back to that in a moment. So we're just going to build this down this side for a little bit and see where it goes. And then we can come back to that. Granite looks like cat litter. Oh, if you've got a base and it's got a kitty cat that lives there with you, now you know. I think I would like a few slabs to help transition this. So like there on occasion, I think? Yeah, that works. Oh, got a leftover. All the way to there. Gonna need more of those granite polished stairs on hand. There we go. So this is going to meet up like with ground level pretty quick. I think since there's clearly some ideas here that we might just do it as far as here today. Then we should probably be good. You know, you would have won Minecraft when you can incorporate dirt as walls and it looks good in a build. Yeah, I mean, what is winning Minecraft though? Is it defeating the End Dragon? Or is it making a cool build? Who knows? So wait a minute, what happened here? Because I had a bit of an instinct to put that. I'll do it again. And now I'm like, yeah, I'm not really sure that makes sense. But anyway. Put all of these blocks in. Depends on your perspective, says Slaughter Fairy. I guess maybe it's like cheating in a computer game, right? Like that's saying you only cheat yourself when you cheat. You know, you can put in that cheat code and pass that level, but then you missed out on the fun of completing that level. Maybe it's like that. Only you can decide when you've beat Minecraft. I don't feel like I've beat Minecraft, and I've been playing it for 11 years. Just thinking, this isn't one of those rotational blocks, is it? Right, we've officially blocked ourselves out of that area. Right, we'll go a tiny bit further. Which means having the one there. Yeah. So now, behind the trees, Creeper Blast, clearly that needs to be filled in. Can't just be having this thing looking lousy. That should be one of Ren's quests. Filling Creeper Blasts. That would be an amazing... That is totally something that would work, right? Get a little reward for filling in one of these. There's loads of them all over the place. Wouldn't take you long to go find one and repair it. Right, that looks great. That feels like a really good extension of what we've done here, and it'll go on the other side. I don't think I'll build as much today as there's this terrain here. I don't know what to do about that, but we'll build a little bit of it at least. Feel like, yeah, there's probably something over here. Do we have any stairs? Let's go get the stairs, and I need a little way into here. Fill all creeper holes with water and put maybe some grass around the lily pads. Yeah, you could like convert it, right? Every time there's a creeper blast, it becomes a pond. And then how many ponds are in your world over time? That was a little story. Uh-huh. That goes there. Build some arc bridge over water, says Jane. Well, I was thinking we'll build a couple of sections, and then maybe it's like you want it to just cut off in that direction, or who knows. But as the season goes on, and all these like shops pop up, and we start to like integrate all the little gaps and stuff, those things will get like solved for, you know. So when we put the stairs here this time, it's a little bit different because this has gone up. Yeah, so building over here is definitely going to be a bit more challenging now. Can we need to keep the every other thing going. That good enough? Excellent, right. So it's here, therefore you'd have, right, they're in line with those, and then it's going to be right there. Uh-huh. Solves for that problem. This is why underwater builds are so great. No creeper damage, lol. That's definitely a positive they have. I haven't actually done like an underwater base. I remember when the aquatic update came out and us hermits were talking about like, in fact I think in season 6 we had like an underground district, right? And I remember saying like, I don't think this is going to change the game in that way. Like, just because they made it easier to build underground, I don't think players are going to flock to doing that. Python did. Python totally embraced it. But I haven't done a single like deliberately underwater type build, I don't think. Ah, what should that be then? Yeah, I feel like that should be part of the granite. And now I feel, oh, someone else is asleep. Who's online? False and Zeta. False and Zeta are online. I wonder if there are actual shops under the bridges, and how noisy roof traffic on its routes are on a regular day. Well, on the roof, everyone's flying around with elytra. Why do we have roads, you know? Roads are just the thing you expect to see. Maybe that could have been a suggestion, right? Like, my Season 7 base concept was like, you're always using the elytra, so let's embrace that, you know? And maybe we could do that as a shopping district one day. It could be like, here's a bunch of places that you can like fly between. Right, then the pillars need to start coming down. Where are they again? What's the basalt in line with? It is indeed in line with the stairs, so that means that we'd have this going down there. Right, it occurs to me now I'm sort of too tall, right? For that little bit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Maybe not even. Actually, I might just do these two segments and leave it sort of here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll have that, and that's as far as I'm gonna go for now. We'll see another time what becomes of all of this over here. Shoe Fromed Base when, says Unalive Squid. I mean, there's that old tale, what would you call it, like a nursery rhyme or something, of that family that lives in a giant shoe, right? But you could turn that into a base concept if you wanted to. Why not? Stay hydrated. Thank you. Yeah, I'll drink some water at some point. So yeah, this then comes down again, right? Go around to the other side. Ah, I guess we did add 2 extra bits in, yeah. Right, well, we are clearly on track. Yeah, you can see how going further than this is probably like a bit much. Now we'll see where the rest of the build goes. Oh, I'm out of smooth basalt. Oh no, what on earth will we do? Tell me your breakfast, X, says Newt. I haven't had any breakfast yet. I'm going to have some bacon and eggs again. I haven't had that in a while. Bacon and eggs today. That's what I'll eat. And enjoy. It's never too hot for tea. I tell you what, I have not been drinking as much tea and hot drinks, apart from a coffee, as of late. It's the weather. I've been struggling to work out as well. Like, it's just the heat wave. It's just like the last few days. I mean, I hope it's the heat wave. I hope it's not anything else. But like yesterday, I was going to do a workout, and it was just like, this is mad. So hot. So I didn't do it. Well, I did a bit of it. I mean, if you've got air conditioning, if you're in a nice done-up gym, then you could probably go for it. And then the last pillar we're going to put in will be this one, as you can see. Right, then we need a slab or 2, I think. Ah, can't reach. Just the one, actually. There you go. So that's that done. So I'm going to ask you for your suggestions if you remember what I was talking about earlier. That's really great. That's really great. Lacks a little bit of contrast for the entrance, I must admit. Like, the entrance has less of a pop now. I feel like the reds of the mangrove stuff could be more obvious around here. I wonder if maybe just putting a few things around the entrance could help. I don't know. The TNT helps it pop, but yeah, it doesn't. The entrance itself doesn't massively pop out. But either way, you got this like opening here and all of that, which is good. So, question: what block, what material can we mix with mud and maybe the coarse dirt and dirt for a path? Like, how do we... Maybe the mangrove. Mangrove entrance says, is that cane? I feel like it would be... maybe this inner ring could be mangrove. We could look into that. But what about mangrove on the floor? That would actually match up with the floor inside the building. We could always pivot to a different wood material if we decide mangrove is good for the entrance. But I did want something to mix with the dirt. We've got a suggestion for rooted dirt. That is something I have... sort of forgotten about, right? There are many materials in this game, and that is one of them. So yeah, all of this is going to get changed up. Roots and frog lights below it. Interesting, interesting. I feel like you just need a light source. I don't think the frog light would be... Like, the colours of the frog lights don't really suit what we're doing here. But yeah, light source below them, that could be something. Tough might look good, yeah. I think let's experiment first with this entrance being converted to mangrove. Okay, so we need a chest like this for some of these materials, I guess. I've got to remember, like, these materials that I gathered, some of them were for other projects. And when those projects are finished, I can go drop them off in the depot and be like, don't need all this dirt now. Okay, and then we had one with granite that we were using. Yeah, we use this one for our junk of the day, I guess. So what did we say? Mangrove wood? We got some of that? Some of these, some of them, some of those, you know? And we got a noise in the ear as well. It is Slytro, 37 months. Thank you so much, my dude. Appreciate you. Hope you're enjoying the stream. I've got a feeling I'm not going to be keen on this change. I've just got a feeling. I could see it working, actually. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Let's commit. Let's get a bit more going on here. And then we need some stairs and stuff. Yeah, it definitely needs a few texture change-ups, but that is probably going to work just fine. That's going to work just fine. Okay, so up the top there, we all of a sudden need loads of these. Need a crafting bench, don't we? There we go. Let's go make it happen. Make it so, number one. Maybe make the mud blocks go down one more. So it's like, are you approaching it at this height or this height? I feel like the path's already sort of settled at one height, so we'll let it be. Right, the trick is not to rip out too much at once, otherwise you might lose track of like what's where and what's going on. Uh-huh. Don't really have the right scaffolding materials, do I? 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that will be the entrance, potentially. Still a few things to modify with it. But yeah, I guess it pops a little bit more, doesn't it? Right, next thing to add in. A few bits of this here and there. Yeah, that's nice. Just breaks it up. Feel like maybe one more or two more out the front here. That's pretty good, if you ask me. Pretty good. Oh, I hear a zombie groaning. So now it's the path, right? Chiseled red nether bricks on both sides at the bottom. Yeah, I don't have those to hand, though. Try mud plus mycelium. They probably would mix relatively well. Maybe just basalt. Thing is, we kind of used the basalt around here a little bit already. I feel like in building, you want to be careful with how you have materials that are like, you know, on the ceiling, on the floor, on the grounds. Like, where are they? They need to, you know, you don't want your roofs the same as your walls, otherwise they kind of look a bit odd. Okay, we can't put all of that back in there. Yeah, so what material for the grounds, what do we have available? I mean, we've got some deep slate. Oh, we've got quite a few. We did have some suggestions for tough. And I wasn't sure if I had any, so... They've got a similar sort of feel to them, but they're quite contrasty. You can make a path of like cobble, granite, not granite, gravel. It's like some... Do we have cobble? Yeah, no, we've got loads of cobble over here. And a site. None of that, though. Let's give this one a try. So, middle's about there. Right, what are our rules? We need to get like 3 blocks at least, and get some rules for this path together. And then we need to fill in the space down below. So I'm probably going to need a bunch of grass or dirt. Okay, we've got gravel to hand. That's terrific. More of that too. Bit of dirt for filling in what's below. Andesite was the other one, right? I've only got 7 of that. So that'll be kind of more on the rare side. So, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? We'll do 7s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? That's the rules of the cobble. Let's say we put gravel in freeze. But don't have them touch. And then Tuft can like fill out whatever's left. Sort of the idea. And then we'll let the grass grow back in, I think. Do have a little bit of grass to put right next to it. And this is how we get our path. Bit on the flat side, but you know. Probably good to also like push the direction of it a little bit so it doesn't feel too straight, which it's kind of doing at the moment. So let's say we put a tough block here. And then one there, one there. Have our 3 little bits of gravel. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Didn't we say it was 7s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, and now the andesite's like totally out of place. Right, hopefully this will make it look nice and, I don't know, organic, whatever it is we're aiming for. As we get to this bit here. There's actually a bit of like a natural dip in the terrain here too. You could use coarse dirt for extra texture. Yeah, definitely probably room for a bit of coarse dirt here and there. That should all be good. Oh, I need more dirt. Gotta put like bone meal the grass and stuff around it too. I kind of wanted to get a few more trees in here also. Cobble to a waterlogged stair for texture. Yeah, we'll do those sorts of passes in a bit. Yeah, there we go. We also might use some coarse dirt here and there. So that side's looking good. And over here you can see quite the dip down to this pond, isn't there? I was thinking it might just like level over it, but probably best to keep it. Right, there you go. That's the sides sort of done. The grass has got to spread about a bit. It's the colour of the grass really doesn't take too kindly to what we've got going on here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, it starts to break down a little bit here. I'll just put in what feels right at this point. Alright, how's that? Pretty flat, really, is the problem. I probably should have embraced the dip in the middle a little bit more, but that'll do. That's a nice old path out to here. Brooksy96, thank you ever so much for 52 months of support. Incredible. Appreciate you, my dude. Thank you so much for the support. A few slabs, that's probably way too many. A few of those. And that's actually the only one, right, of the blocks we were using. Always good to throw up a couple of slabs on the side. Here and there, and then in the middle of the path, some of these. Oops, did that one wrong. Yeah, that looks a little better now, if you ask me. Pretty simple. So now we want bone meal and saplings and stuff like that. So we do have a greenery one right here. It's Lambo87 Australia here with the Prime. Thank you so much, Lambo. Appreciate you. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Also, hydration reminder. Time to drink some water. Maybe add some dead coral to make it look less flat. Problem is, I don't have any dead coral. So, dark oak saplings, we got them. And then where the bone meal at, homie? There it is. Actually, I should use it from... Wait. Useful items? Doesn't have bone meal in it. That don't make any sense. Alright, let's get bone meal in. So, I feel like you'd probably have a tree about here. Nice. Also feels like this area is a little... Let's put one over here. No, it's a bit further away from where we're at. Yeah, I do think the shopping area should be like broken up by some natural gardens. Like this right here should be a little dark forest preservation or something. Over on this side, gonna put one about here, I reckon. Very good, and then one down here. And I reckon that's probably... feels like missing something just over here too. Let's put one right on the edge. Yeah, that's good. That's got a nice feeling to it. Okay. Then for some of these bits. All good over there. Maybe not so many of the flowers. Yeah, that's like too many. Right, and now it's looking way more like it. Ooh, and it's spooky at night. Let's go sleep in a bed and then have another look. I predict a future shop will cut down the trees, says Baytander Neil. It's quite possible, isn't it? It's quite possible. But hopefully, you know, whoever comes by will have the intuition to see that someone's put effort into a path here, and you know, all the grass and stuff is obviously deliberately bone milled. So yeah, I'm really happy with that actually. It's some nice renovation. I did make some notes about what I wanted to do here. Let me just refer to them for a second. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there was like a very minor change I could make. Also, I should really start like dyeing my shulker boxes, right? I mean, I've got some dyes right here. Right, now to unpack this ungodly mess. Where does everything go? That one's simple enough. Wait, 09, that's all the way over here. So, like, red for redstone. Yes, please. And maybe my valuables should be yellow. I don't know, golden. Something like that. And then toolbox I'm going to make white, I reckon. God, I've waited too long to do this. But that's probably all I'm going to do right now. I could make this one, I don't know. I can make an orange dye. Which box would I make orange? Anyway, I'll think it through at a later date, properly. So, I believe the tuft was actually like building supplies for a future project. So that'll go in there. Useful blocks over here. White for bones. You see, what I'm thinking of doing is color coding the most useful boxes and then having some other colors that are set aside for stuff that isn't them. So like, although it makes sense, it's like maybe I want to always be able to identify that box with a specific color. You know, when I just need another junk box. It's too much for my brain to handle. Let's just make light work of this. Cool, and then pack everything away, I think. With those two going in here. And that one going away. Right, so 2 goes in, then we got like 11. And pretty much everything else is take your pick. Uh-huh. Oh no, I need 2 basalt blocks. Dang it. Dang it, there's always that, isn't there? Where did I put the basalt? In here? Beautiful, right. Cool, there you go. Job's done. Job's done. Nice little overhaul, renovation, entrance, trees. Things look better now. Where are these paths going to go in the future? This one's going to go over here. Then connect up there, I think. Or no, maybe it continues on. Either way, we're done in this area. We're going to head back to the geode that we started the stream at. You need some light fixtures, says Bait Antonio. Yeah, maybe. You know, I wanted to spend an hour on that and then an hour on the other thing, so maybe I'll do another pass at another time. I keep flying back all the way over here, even though the portal's the other way. Your brain just takes some time to adjust to things sometimes, doesn't it? Also, we had a noise in the ear. 2 months of support here from I'm Baker AFC with the Amazon Prime. Thank you so much, my dude. Greatly appreciated. Right, we're going to be grinding out some building next, so it's time for talkie topics if you want them, if you got them. Send them my way. I'm going to switch to sitting, drink some water, and get in a bit of like ugh from the standing still and hot weather. I think today's the hottest day. It feels like it so far. Was the shop the death trap part of the stream? Yeah. Because the shop is the death trap, right? And we got no death. I could have maybe, you know, got a few more heads, but do that another time. Oof. Right, I'm sat down now. Oh, don't say that. It's going to bring hotter days. Rule number 1 of Percy Jackson. Ah, of course. The old, don't jinx it, right? Tomorrow, it's going to be freezing cold. Oh, gosh, I'm jinxing it. I'm changing the weather for everyone around the globe. I'm changing that weather. Do you have your sweat rag? I do, but I'm not sweating. The infamous sweat rag. I was looking for stuff to post on my channel a while back when I was posting things on there on the regular, and I almost thought of posting a picture of it. All it is a white towel. And I thought some people get a laugh out of it because they'll know the joke, but most people won't, so it'll just be like, oh, okay, weirdo. I kind of need to set up a beacon, like, closer to where we're going. I think I had a bunch of iron blocks on me. Problem is, it's just always such a pain. Like, you can't really, like, set them up quickly. Where are we? We're not there. We're down there. That's where we are. So, like, you'd have to chew through all of this mountain just to set up another beacon beam. So maybe if I put it somewhere down here, I don't know, where are we? Might have been smarter to have, like, figured out a grid and laid them all out, but who knows? It's all a lot of work, really. Right, so if I go into here, I should have a chest with a bunch of iron in, and we'll make a beacon. Maybe I'll do it just in range of the other one. Wouldn't it be cool if we found a notch apple? I'd be like, whoa, that's been sitting there a while. So there's plenty of iron, because there's, oh goodness me, there's a lot. I only thought it was a couple of stacks. We'll just make it in this bit of space right here. Dang it, I'm outside of the beacon range. I wanted to stay. Is that bone cage your base? Yes, it is. Needs to be something like a My Little Pony towel. Well, I don't have one of those. I wasn't even aware they made them. Morto Tokyo, thank you ever so much for the Prime. Appreciate it, my dude. Appreciate it. Dang, how far away is this beacon? A trident can actually hit 1 block further away than a sword. I think it can go further than 1. It's a trident. You can throw it. Right, thank you. That's more like it. That should give us plenty of space to get started. Cool. Right, so how do you do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm pretty sure it is. So what are we going to talk about today, peeps? What's going on in the world? What's happening? What's the latest news? Don't really pay attention to the news much. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now for the filling in of the blocks. I'm testing Neo's theory for getting I am mod testing world with further Tridents mod still on. Throws across the world and it hits me. Okay. News is probably a bit heavy for a Minecraft stream right now. The news is always heavy, it's what the news does. It picks out the stuff that'll most engage you, which tends to be negativity, because we have a negativity bias. Like, there's all this good stuff that goes on in the world all the time, every day, that you take for granted. I mean, toilets. Do you have any idea how terrible life used to be before the beauty of modern toilets? And waste management. These things have improved our lives extraordinarily. And yet, every day they just become something that's there, that's part of the norm. And we forget how much invisible good there is going on in the world. Yes, but I don't think that is much of a pleasant topic, says Goldman. Well, it is if you consider all the good things it's brought. Those things are pleasant, right? All the lack of the lack of dying and disease. That stuff's great. Very pleasant. I like modern hygiene, okay? Modern life without toilets would definitely be interesting, says Poshiwa. Oh, yes it would. Cool, how many beacons do I have? I don't know. Now in the past, what I would do there is I'd take a screenshot with the coordinates on, and then I could go and like find those same screenshots up top, or coordinates even. But now we do things different. I think I put it, yeah, valuables, there you go. 5, dang, I didn't realise I had so many beacons. Maybe I should invest in a grid around here, but I'm probably just going to do it haphazard and leave it alone. Right, let's fly away. Let's fly like an eagle. I actually don't remember any of the other words in that song. Cool. Life without toilets sounds kinda crappy, but GG. Some good news, a baby rhino was born in a wildlife sanctuary in South Africa. Well, isn't that good? That sounds lovely. Into the future. Oh yeah, fly like an eagle into the future. Because that's what eagles do. They fly into the future. I don't know if you knew that. That's a legit thing. Think about it. Right? You can't fly into the past. You can't stay in the present. Do you know what I do when I walk? I walk into the future. Oh! X, you are so smart. Thank you. Let's have a look. Let's have a looky-loo. So here, right, so this is how I do it now. It's like, come down here, I mean, maybe using the coordinates would have taken about the same time. Because I might have to do this multiple times now. Yeah, it probably would have been faster. Dang it, I picked the wrong idea. So we're like next to that spruce tree. Remember this block right here. Next to that spruce tree. Oh, it's just down there. So I think it was this one. Now we put it to the test. Goldman says, stop mentioning the future and the past. You have to focus on the present. But the present keeps disappearing. The present is now the past. Dang it. It did it again. How long did it take you to make the Minesweeper minigame? Like the actual building of it, like maybe like half hour, 40 minutes, I think. Maybe it was more like an hour, not sure. Took a chunk of time, but like it was also like prepared for, so I had to figure out the game, then get all the materials, then, you know, have a plan of action, so all of that stuff adds up too. We got the one, the only, it's Wiggly Fox here. Wiggling around for 30 months. Thank you so much. See what I did there? Oh, so clever. Appreciate it. X, do you find Florida Man funny news? Personally, I find human stupidity hilarious. I don't really know much about Florida Man. I thought it was more of a meme, like a bit of a joke, but human stupidity is definitely hilarious, but it depends in what context. Sometimes it can be a bit on the sad side. But I don't really know much about Florida Man, so ain't got much to say on that one. Okay, let's upgrade the haste. And then let's head down below and find out that it's more than 50 blocks away, which we're at 13, so no, I don't think it's more than 50 blocks away. I hope. Oh, the amount of times I just do stuff like that and it's like, oh. Florida Man is real, apparently. I don't... Well, I guess I did doubt that it was real. I mean, I don't know if it's a person or a meme, right? Anyway. We got our Haste Beacon now. So we can make haste and build. So one of these boxes... Wait a minute. Wait, is it here? Oh, it's that one. And then this one. These two things right here are what we need. Then I'm also going to need... Let's put some junk in here. Also going to need some fuel, which should be in one of these shulker boxes. Because I was prepared. There it is. And then we need some useful blocks. Let's grab some of these. And then we need a bunch of sand. There it is. X, what do you think of the peeps on TikTok that cosplay your Minecraft character? Oh man, I think I saw that once. I don't know. Like my memory of seeing that is rather vague. Like, I'll have to go back on there and have a look around. See, I actively avoid using TikTok though. Like, although I'm on there, that's for all of y'all. If you enjoy it, you can consume that. I don't want to use TikTok because it feels like it's gonna shorten my attention span, right? Like it's designed to like just hit you with sort of low-level dopamine. I don't know, trying to engage with bigger things, right? With my time, I guess. Is that an amethyst block that I'm looking at? It is. Does that mean the one below is wrong? Oh, maybe it just doubled up. I guess that can happen. I don't know, it's like what do you do with your time, right? Everyone's got like entertainment time, but the type of entertainment I like is a bit different. So I just feel like going on TikTok and letting the algorithm just put this sort of content in front of you, it doesn't feel like the best use of my time. But I guess it, like, maybe if there were more like sciencey stuff on there, I might be interested in it. Depends what it puts in front of you, I guess. X, given your video on Inventorio and the Hermit's Vanilla Plus approach to minor tweaks, have you considered enabling the bundle recipe? I would like to, but we decided not to. But maybe it'll be something that gets introduced later on, or next season or something. Who knows? What's going on here? Like, why is it water there? No, it's amethyst block again. No, what am I looking at? Schematic. Purple glass. So yeah. Is it me or does it look like water? That's water. I think it's not, because that's clearly darker, but It ain't rendering the same as that. That's the point that I'm making, right? Like, that block is not rendering the same as that one. And yet it says it's amethyst, so... but then when I place it, it says it's water now. What? Schematic amethyst block. Schematic water. It's like glitched out or something. Let's go, I think I'm sort of still in the same area. Yeah, let's go investigate a little bit. Oh, look! So... I thought those were visual glitches. They're not. So what we should probably do is move that back. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad we sussed that one out. Kind of makes sense the way we went about putting those two spheres together. So they were like water gaps, essentially. Right, we have caught that early on. That means that that should just be glass. That's the rule. We turn the water that's on the inside into glass, and then we're good. Yeah, so I stick to that. Excellent, okay. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I guess the whole thing about TikTok is like, my exposure to it is a specific type of content. And it's, every time I see something from it, it's the sort of stuff where I'm like, this is like low-level information. Like memes and stuff like that, where they entertain you for a little bit, but they don't really like enrich you or anything. And so that's like kind of like not what I like to do in my time. I like to orient to learning. So like I was talking about the American Civil War. I've been watching the Ken Burns documentary on the American Civil War. I like that it's entertaining, but you feel like you're informing yourself about something, you know, historical. That's kind of like what I'd like to do in my time. Is sort of be on a learning axis even. Oh, I should also try and pick up some cobbled deep slate while I'm down here for Tango. Glad I remembered that. That was a little note that I didn't make. X, who's your favourite founding father? So I don't have a favourite founding father. Funny enough, old X always banging on about those founding fathers. Yeah, you don't have a favourite. God, what's up with him, eh? I don't have a favourite president. I find it super fascinating to just learn, and notice like that, you know, humans are flawed. There's always contradictions, and there's also like historical contradictions as well. Like, so far what I'm learning about Abraham Lincoln early on in the Civil War, you know, often called the greatest president, is that he didn't actually like care much for freeing the slaves. The way they presented him so far is that he just wanted a solution to stop the Civil War. And there's a quote from him saying like he doesn't care if he has to free all the slaves, half of the slaves, or none of the slaves. He just wants to end the Civil War. I don't know if that's why they call him the greatest, or maybe he changed his mind towards the end. Like I'll hopefully learn the answers to some of those questions. But there are often like things that you learn about presidents who are supposed to be like, you know, great leaders and whatnot, but you see how they're of the time that they were from, and that they have ideas that just don't hold up well today. So, like, who was the prime minister? Who was the president in World War One? Picture him. Was it Woodrow or something like that? And, you know, like, at the time they commented on him being like a super progressive on the left, you know, all these radical ideas about race and stuff. And like, if you actually look at what his ideas were, you would call him a racist today. Like, the things, you know, people are of the time and things change with the time. So, I think one of the founding fathers that people talk about, they said that they were a slave owner or something like this, is a comment that I've heard. So it's like you can hold them in this light of, oh, look what they did, this, you know, founding of the country, great amazing thing. But then there's also other things that don't scale with that, like, but they were slave owners, and you know, I imagine their attitudes to women were probably different back then. There might have been like domestic abuse, as we would call it today, that just wasn't a thing to talk about back then, you know, like. So I find it hard to like hold someone up on a pedestal or something and say they're great, because people are just complex, and it's just, to me, it's just more interesting just to learn about all the different aspects and ways of looking at things. And I don't tend to then shape that into this idea of, oh, who do I think's the greatest founding father or anything like that. Just interested in learning and knowing. You can't judge history by today's standards, says Pervy Sage. I mean, but maybe you can. Like, I think it's important to learn from history, right? So, Christopher Columbus, for example, is someone whose reputation has been changed, if we phrase it like that, and I think for good reason. I think you should have the historical context to know, okay, it might have been great that, you know, they helped form the country that you live in, but you should also learn, you know, not just the myth, but the facts. And the facts are pretty brutal. The guy came over and had this colonial attitude of just take from the people that were here, you know, like when they came over to the American continent, there wasn't, you know, established countries with like armies and whatnot. There were groups of native people, and so they just exploited them. They just used their superior firepower and technology and just exploited. And I feel like because there's like these myths that get created around countries, they hide those things from us. Whereas I think we can understand that the actions of people many years ago don't reflect what we think and feel today about these things. So I don't know, like the myth doesn't have to prevail. You can still love your country and the people around you and stuff, but like, you know, understand that maybe not the way it came to be was all that pretty. Why did I come back to history? Which one of y'all started it, says Arsenic. There were anti-slave movements back then too, so they knew better, but power and money are major motivators. Yeah, they did, I don't know, how do you describe, like, knowing better or not? There were anti-slave movements, but again, it's like you might learn that, you know, one of the anti-slave movement leaders also beat their wife or something. It's... morality is definitely linked to the ideas that circulate at the time. And if you look at any specific thing, it's all part of this like unfolding tapestry of things slowly changing and influencing like large populations. And then you compare it to like today, and you just see how much amazing progress that we've made. And obviously we've got more to go as well. Xisuma, do you play Doomwads? I would love to play a good Doomwad on a variety stream sometime. It's even worse than you explain. As the Europeans were big civilizations, they had many diseases and germs that might not affect them, but affect them because they're used to it. But the Americans are not used to any diseases, and they hardly had any food. Fight buffalo, die, chase deer, get run out. Their best food was the goat, which was still hard to get, especially with Stone Age weaponry. I don't know much about the food supply, but yeah, germs is a thing. So you have, like, if you have separated populations for a long time of people, then different germs and viruses and stuff can develop and circulate, and so you have different immunities on either side. And yeah, when they traveled over across the continents, they took their germs with them. That's a bit more of like a, to me, that's not like a moral thing. Unless they did it intentionally. Not sure they really viewed germs and stuff that way at that time, but yeah. Yeah, it's not really like a moral thing, it's just a sort of fact of life thing. That's how germs and stuff work, I guess. This geode, by the way, is like way bigger than I realised. And I should probably be harvesting some of those crystals. I also... Oh yeah, this ain't gonna work if I look it up there. I need to check something related to them as well. Ooh, fell in a hole. X, you built the beacon to... Wait, I don't have haste? Dang it, we're like a few blocks... Oh my god. A few blocks below where it should have been. Let's dig a little tunnel over here. Isn't it like at this height though? I'm sure I had it when I was standing around this height. Really? Not even around here? It's no better than the other one that I had then. Dang it! I've been mining all that time and not realised. Ugh. Right, now these are going to be the worst, I tell ya, because I don't want to break no budding amethyst right now, and the whole point of this project is so that we don't have to break the budding ones, right? So I can't tolerate any mistakes here. Oof. Yeah, I might take some small ones as well, because I got a feeling I might need some of those. So we'll collect a whole bunch. Let's turn off that. Turn on this. Oh, that didn't work. Here we go. I love how musical it is. Who's the friend on your pickaxe? Do you mean the skull, Jess? That's my texture. My pick this season. Because I'm a Doom Mage. Doom Mage? A Bone Mage? Gosh. Doom Mage sounds cool as well. Maging up all those Doom things. Where did we go a second ago? Over here. Right, let's put some of those blocks back. Do I have any more empty shulker boxes? I do. Fill this one up with the cobbled stuff. So I guess I've got to go move that beacon. Oh, dang it. Such a derp. Oh, there we go. Pick up a few more of these. Nah, not gonna fight ya. I'm not gonna fight ya. Oh yeah, the way out of here always confuses me, right? It's up here. Who did you have to kill to make all those tools? No one, I tell you. No one. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay, where are we going to from here? Sort of up there. Don't feel like it's, ow, that much lower, does it? So yeah, just, I guess I kind of need to find the center. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the next column. That's the center. Put a torch here. Right, and guess how low down I'm going to go. Probably no deeper than the deep slate stuff, right? Or at least some of it, most of it, who knows. Oh, not another problem to deal with. Not today. Oh, you're dead. Okay. Well, that solves that one. So yeah, let's say we fill in that block there. Right, that's the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Collect all of that. David Rodriguez says, can you show us how we do the same on our server for custom skins, etc., like in a video? It's not one of those things that you just, like, here's how you do it. Like, it's a skill set, you know? And then there's multiple different ways of creating these things and implementing them. It's like when people ask, you know, show us how the Hermitcraft server's set up, and it's like, well, it's a bunch of, like, super technical stuff that you're not just going to be able to, like, pick up and emulate. I think I made a bit of a mistake here. Look at my inventory. What's going on? I have to chuck some stuff away. Ah, we'll be alright. There we go. It's like, you know, it's like, hey, I want to make a computer game. You know, show me how to make Quake or Doom. It's like, well, you know, I'm not going to be able to make a video showing you how to do all this stuff. Like, it's... You need skills and whatnot, right? And if you really want to make them yourself, get into that, then you need to start learning and doing some research and whatnot. And you know, it's not a quick thing. Show me how to get a master's degree, please, says Jess. Yeah, that's another way of putting it, right? Like it's like having a qualification or something. There's a bunch of different skills and tools you need to know how to learn. Bicep, please. I loved your inventory update video, says Gandalf. I'm glad you did. It's been incredibly well received. I need to start work on making a follow-up to it. Got a couple of things in the works for that. I have spent like 2 weeks to code Tank Battalion game, which is simple arcade game, so that's that, says Pastakin. Yeah, but it's not like you just spent 2 weeks coding it. Like, I can't just, oh, I'll just go, you know, spend 2 weeks coding a computer game and then y'all can play it. Like, you spent probably years learning how to code and, you know, getting all sorts of... There's, you know, it's not just like coding skills. There's other skills that like overlap with things like that. You know, learning how to work on things, but that's a bit more abstract. But yeah, like you have to learn how to code if you're going to spend 2 weeks on coding, and that probably takes more than 2 weeks to learn how to spend 2 weeks coding a game. Right? That's the point. So like, if you want to spend, you know, some time making custom models and getting them on your server, it takes more time to learn how to do all of that. It's not like this quick thing I can show you in a video. It's why does it feel like that's not the middle? Probably because this tucks under there, right? That wasn't the middle, was it? Oh, gosh. There's always something. Coding also requires a certain mindset. I'm sure it does, yeah. Hey X, I've been trying to get into the idea of calorie counting ever since I first heard about it through you. But how do I manage keeping to it? And figuring out the numbers for everything? I'm scared I'm going to do something wrong and end up harming myself, says Alina Undercover. Well, those are the right fears that you should have, because you need to be properly informed onto what to do. So I'd say, 1, don't rush into doing anything. And 2, take the time to learn about it. You know how it works here on the internet, YouTube. You can look up videos of people talking about it. Like, don't just go with the first thing that you hear. Listen to the idea from multiple perspectives, and then what will work from you will probably emerge from that. But how I do it is that I have, you see, you can go online and find a calculator that you give it your various attributes about your age, your body mass index, your activity, and then it will give you a sort of rough calculation of what it is likely for your base metabolism rate to be. Then I use something like a Fitbit on top of that number to give me an idea of how much what I'm doing in each day is impacting that. And then I use an app to track the both the activity and the caloric intake. So with the app, just scan it with a barcode. So like lots of foods have barcodes, or you can just type in apple, and you know, an apple's like on average, let's say 70-80 calories, maybe a big one 90-100, Bananas usually 100 or more calories, for example. Eggs are like 80 calories. But you know, you can scan, you can learn, you sometimes have to guesstimate, and then you can keep track that way of how much you're burning off, how much you're eating. And I would recommend, like, in the beginning, maybe just start like trying to get a feel for like just maintenance, right? Because everyone's different. You got to feel your way through it. Don't jump straight into cutting loads of calories. Just get a feel for your body and whatnot, and how it works and interacts with this stuff. And you know, also be consistent. Consistency is a really important one. Because if you're consistently off a little bit, it's helpful. Like, if you have to guesstimate a lot of food, as long as you're consistent in the way you guesstimate it, you'll kind of like see those results come back. And if you stick to that, then you know, whenever you have to guess a bit, you know, as long as you're consistent, you'll sort of see the feedback. What's going on here? What's going on here? 1, 2. Ugh. It's hard to talk, do other things at the same time, people. Leave me alone. What's going on here? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm one more over on this side. Oh! I'd actually placed some of those blocks. Huh. Don't know what happened there. I was distracted, I guess. Can I jump up? Yep. Oh, I do have... I was just thinking, I probably don't have an iron ingot on me, but I do. Thank goodness. Brain talk and work not synchronized. It would seem so. Yeah, another thing to remember with the counting calories is stuff like Diet Coke and Coke. Well, right, Coke has calories, right? Diet Coke doesn't, but this is probably not very helpful. But you know, even if you drink juice and you don't think to count it, you should definitely count that stuff. There's no freebies. But like Diet Coke is known for messing with your body's insulin response a little bit, which is what happens when you consume sugar. And so even though it's 0 calories, some foods like that can like mess with you a bit. If you're constantly eating throughout the day, that can be like not so great as well. Like there's all sorts of factors to be considered here, is what I'm saying. But you know, start with those things. And Sea Level says, can I pay money to get a face reveal? Yeah. $1 trillion! Evil laugh was required. Definitely required. $1 trillion. Go on then, chalk it up. Ain't got all day. Now you got me wondering, like, there probably is like a number for me that I would do that at. But I don't know what that number would be. Then again, I don't know, because sometimes I think like wealth is a bit of like an illusion. As in like what would you do with all that money? And I feel like there are things money can't buy. And so maybe like having that kind of money, I don't know. I mean, okay, if you got given $1 trillion. I think it's like it would invite you to flip your mindset and be like, what can I go out to do today with all that money, right? But then maybe you find out that the answer is like you didn't actually need money to do that. Because immediately I kind of like think of like maybe like a startup company or something. Create something. Right? But like I'd probably just run into the same problems if I had loads of money as if right now. Like I always like love listening to podcasts with, let's say, entrepreneurs. and listening to their stories about how they had this idea and they created this amazing thing. They're like, oh, I'd love to do something like that, you know, but like never have that idea. It's like maybe money isn't like the barrier to entry. It's just you don't have that idea, right? I guess that's the way I'm thinking about it. Start a state. Start my own country. What's going on here? Because it looks like I didn't finish my work back here. That's exactly what's going on, isn't it? I need to develop a bit of a better flow here. It needs to be like one level at a time, and then fill in the water gaps behind when you see that they're not, like that. So let's finish this level before we start the next one, I guess. I would start my dream bakery, says Woo Woo Pet. Right, so this is a great example. Dream bakery, the entry level is probably not $1 trillion. It's probably not 1 billion, and it's probably not 1 million, right? Unless by dream you mean something fantastical, like it's out of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory level or something, right? But let's just say it's like you actually picturing a humble bakery. Well, like what does it take to do that? Like, what's going on in your local area? Are there lots of bakeries? Is there little room for competition? Or maybe there's a lack of them and there's some space to step into? These could be factors in if you could get started or not, right? I once listened to this book. I listened to, like, quite some time ago, a lot of business books. I was trying to think about, like, how what I do, you know, it is a business as well as just playing games and stuff, but like what are things that I could learn from other business people that might help me do better at what I'm doing. Getting helping hands to do various jobs is one of the things that everyone talks about and turns out to be really, really great and lets you do more and whatnot. I remember this one book with an example of this woman who always pictured having her own bakery. And when she actually decided to go through and get off the ground and do it, what she learned is that she loves baking and wants to bake for a living, but she doesn't want to run a company. And it kind of broke it down into these different aspects of, like, you have management, you have doing, and then you have like the top level oversight where you look at like scaling and whatnot. And yeah, it was a really interesting little book. So like maybe you're like, I want a dream bakery, but then you do it and you might learn that actually it was just the baking that you loved, right? Same thing, if you get $1 trillion, you open up your own baking chain, and then think of all the work that has to go into that, right? Even if you've got $1 trillion, you still got to tell someone else at least, like, what's it going to look like? And then maybe you learn that, nah, it's not really the thing, right? So I guess what I'm saying is, like, to go out there in the world and do stuff, money is obviously a factor. But a lot of this stuff, it's like, the thing that you need is maybe something money can't buy. Like, if you want to go out into the world and innovate and create and make things, like, that needs to come from you. The money can't make it just appear. But I guess if you just want things, because that's what I don't want, like, I could, if, you know, you give me $1 trillion, you know, I'll probably have the budget for a Tesla, right? But, like, the same thing would pop into my head. I could, if I really wanted to, I could break the bank and buy a Tesla now, right? Because I like Teslas, they're cool. One day I'd like to own one, but what I keep thinking is, like, it's pointless. I already have a car. Okay, it might be a petrol car, but the amount that I use it, it's gonna, you know, it makes sense for me just to keep using it and it plodding along, right? It doesn't make sense for me to invest in an electric vehicle when I, you know, don't drive a lot, basically. Ah, look what's happening here. We've got to place in a few more amethyst blocks in a couple of spots. It doesn't make sense for me to do that. So again, it's like, if you think, oh, you got $1 trillion. Oh, I'll buy a Tesla, but it's like, well, I'll do the same thing. I'll be like, well, I don't drive enough to justify getting one, right? What's the saying? I'd rather be in a I'd rather be sad in a Lamborghini, says Mr. Cheeks. I don't think that's like a particularly helpful saying. You know, like when people think, oh, I wish I was Jeff Bezos and had all his money and stuff like that, or was Elon Musk and had all his money. And it's like, well, you'd also inherit that person's problems as well, right? I think, is it Jeff Bezos went through like a messy public divorce recently? It's easy to just look at money and look at it like, oh, it just solves everything. Yeah, you know, do you think Bezos gets depressed? He probably does. He's a human being. He probably has his ups and downs, you know? Stop whining about it, Jeffy. On your big pile of cash. Yeah. Can you imagine him just crying, soaking up his tears with fresh dollar bills? Sitting on a pile of money. I mean, it might sound like I'm being ridiculous, but I'm making a sincere point. I really do feel like money is not the answer to happiness. There's like, obviously, in society, to get by, there's a cost, and once that cost is met, you know, not being able to meet that cost is definitely going to have, you know, a detrimental effect on your mood and health. But then when you start going in the other direction, I don't think it equates the same way. I don't think it's like, oh, so now there's loads of money and therefore you're going to be happy, right? I'd rather be depressed on a pile of money, thanks, says Tyra Jelm. Yeah, but I'm going to guess you're thinking compared to being depressed without a pile of money, right? See, this is the illusion, I think. This is the illusion. So, like, you'd rather be really happy and fulfilled than depressed on a big pile of money. We can probably all agree on that, right? So then there's like an illusion in the middle there where you think that the money is linked to the two things, and I don't think they are. Like I said, there's that exception of, yeah, of course, if you can't make ends meet and provide, like afford the basics in life, that's going to contribute and affect your well-being and your happiness. But once you reach a certain level, like, then the happiness thing isn't money. It's like, it's you working on yourself and the people around you and the relationships you have and what you're doing with your life. So, like, I think it feels to me like just a general feeling from, you know, being a person in society that we or people generally tend to have this thought or feeling of like money equals happiness. I think it's like an illusion. I think it's a trick. It's not really there. So like if you're sitting around thinking, oh, if I only had some, like, a whole bunch of money, I could da 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 da. It's more like, maybe not. Maybe like money isn't the way you get all of that, right? Like if you look at Amazon as a company, I'm going to read these cheers and bits in just a second. Let's say you look at Amazon as a company, right? It wasn't money. I mean, there was some money in the beginning, obviously, to get going, but like, it's not money that made that. It was like ambition and drive and vision and work ethic, you know, like to have this idea and then work tirelessly to make it come to life. That's the thing that made all of that money. So if someone gave you a whole bunch of money, you don't just then have an Amazon, right? That still requires all the work. So like the things that you want to do in your life probably aren't solvable with money. They require like passion and work ethic and vision and drive, these sorts of things. If hard work made you rich, every third person would be a millionaire, says Benpro. I think that's a bit of a weird one. Like, that's like, sometimes when you make a statement or a question, you sort of like narrow things in. Like, in order to, like, can you be a millionaire without hard work? Probably not, right? It's not that hard work makes the millionaire specifically. It's a variety of things, right? But you ain't gonna get it like if you're just lying around doing nothing, right? Like, the people who are millionaires and billionaires on this planet and whatnot have probably put in a lot of hours to get there. Alright, you can always make examples about inherited wealth and generational wealth and whatnot, but hard work comes with it too. It's not a guarantee. It's not like work hard and you'll get it. And also, like, there's different types of hard work. Like, physical hard work is probably not on a path to becoming a millionaire the same way that perhaps doing something entrepreneurial is, unless maybe you're in like health and fitness space and you want to become, I don't know, an actor or someone like The Rock. Then maybe your physical hard work then relates to your monetary success. But yeah, you know, I don't think like Elon Musk lucked into Tesla and SpaceX. I don't think Jeff Bezos just lucked on Amazon, right? That's decades of hard work on both of those. Proud Looney is here with the cheers and biddies saying Money Can't Buy Happiness by Freddie Mercury. Is that a song that he did? He did have a little bit of a solo career at one point, did he? And if I remember correctly, it didn't really like take, and then it just like came back to Queen after it. I learned that from the movie, the Bohemian Rhapsody one. Is that what they called it? The movie? Oh, I almost broke a budding amethyst one then. That would have made me cry, because I haven't broken a single one here yet. Not a single one. I guess we just keep going with this. I like that in this Minecraft stream we're discussing some of the biggest issues in the world. That's what we do here. We discuss the biggest. Oh no, Elon Musk got his starting money from his father's apartheid emerald mine and then brought an already successful company. Very hard work right there. I feel like you're taking information and then just pushing it over as far as you can to like suit the bias or whatever it is, like, you know, the Elon Musk bad or whatever. The guy is like I've read books on him and whatnot. The guy is clearly like incredibly smart and has played a big role in SpaceX and Tesla. He didn't just buy, like, Tesla was not a successful company when he brought it. It was like you know, a real rocky little startup on the verge of bankruptcy, and he comes in and does all this hard work for it. I mean, sure, he might have had some starting money. This is a case of just like oversimplifying stuff and then pushing it into like a particular opinion. And it's like not really helpful to think about things in that way. Sure, we can talk about the ethics of who has access to money and whatnot, but in the world that's actually taking place right now, okay, whatever wealth he was given or started with that's not a recipe for you will become a successful billionaire, right? So for all the different people, like all of us right here, right now, let's say we're all given a lump of cash like Elon Musk was, to start a business or whatever. How many of us succeed? Do you think all of us do just because we were given some money? Or do you think there was something else going on there? Like, the success isn't just guaranteed because someone gave you a bunch of money. Proud Looney is here, some cheers and biddies, says he had 2 albums, Mr. Bad Guy and Barcelona, which he did with an opera singer, and the first song of that album was featured in 1992 Olympics in Barcelona. Very good 2 albums. The movie itself felt actually not really true in terms of timeline and story. Yeah, I think it's history buffs that do... The guy does, what's his name? Nick Hodges does breakdowns on historical movies and how accurate they actually are, which is like just a great, fascinating little thing. Always love that. You know, to find out, okay, like I've enjoyed the fictionalization of this, but like what actually happened. And yeah, I think his documentary pointed out that they like shuffled stuff around to make it fit into the story better. But I've never, you know, I listened to every single Queen record and then didn't think to follow it up with some Freddie records. So maybe that'll be next on the musical adventure. Just give old Freddie's solo material a try. Thank you for the cheers and biddies, my dude. Greatly appreciated. Hey, Xisuma, do you rather turkey bacon or normal? I'm not sure I've had turkey bacon. Gingru says, I'm not a fan of mega wealthy people. They stand atop a lot of exploitation. I think that there is no other way to get so wealthy. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I just don't, in my mind, I don't make it personal. I don't make it about them. It's like, that's the system that we're operating in. There are levels of exploitation, and with a historical context, like, these things tend to be worse, and slowly with time we're getting somewhat better on a rocky road. But yeah, I don't see how making it personal, like, helps the conversation. Like, they're in the world playing the same game as all of us, and you know, they're like, nothing's black and white. It's not all bad, it's not all good. I tend to try and focus on positives myself, but I also feel like, okay, so there's that, but like, they bring value to the world as well. Has Amazon not drastically changed people's lives all around the world for the better? And you can always make environmental arguments, because there are big concerns about how we just expand, more consumption, production. But let's say that's the path. That's like the ride we're on, and it's also the only way out is to keep going, and technology solves for some of these issues. Then what they're doing, you know, could be better for humanity in the long run. The system is made of people. You need to fight both to fight one. That's yeah, I can see your point. You got to change people's hearts and minds and whatnot in order to address those things. But yeah, like, you know, I think if you wanted to impose some form of taxation to redistribute that wealth that they have accumulated, obviously we can all disagree if we put it into numbers. You know, some people will say it doesn't go far enough. You know, someone else might say it doesn't go. Sorry, it's gone too far. But I do agree. Like, wealth distribution is something that we can address and change and stuff. But that doesn't, in my mind, it doesn't lead to then hating the wealthy just because of that. It seems a bit bizarre. What time is it over in De Britain? It's almost. It's a few minutes to 12. Okay, what's wrong with that? One of those. Yeah, this is like a time-consuming, lengthy project. I did not realize. I did not realize it would be such a thing. What is up with this beacon as well? Do I have to stand on one side of the room to get access to it or something? Is it that far away? Maybe I didn't dig down far enough. Minus 45, that should be fine. I should be hitting it from here. Where did we actually build it then? There? That should hit that. It's definitely. That's no way that. Okay, this is a height. Oh, maybe it's the beacon beam itself. Ah, look, that bit's a little higher. So it will cut off at about minus 47. Oh, which is down here? Wait, do I need to stand one block higher than where I currently am to get it? Let's find out. I'm surprised X isn't hungry yet, says Bannon. I'm a little bit hungry. I'm pretty good at going without food these days. I'm going to have some bacon and eggs after this stream, do a bit of exercise, and then... What about this height? There's no way I'm out of range of it, like... Unless that really is, like 50 blocks? Over there? Or maybe there's something wrong with the beacon base, and it's not giving out the full range. Huh. Yeah, I might have misbuilt the... then it wouldn't let me put Haste 2 on it. And we were... Weren't we down there at the beginning and we had it? I swear when we came down here we had... Oh, now we got it. Dang. What Y height are we at? 41? 41 plus 7. Oh, maybe I've added it up the wrong way in my head. Because it's minus. So that's very close to 50. Which should mean that, like, here I would get it too. Anyway, we're kind of getting close. The rest of it will be done with haste, I guess. Dang it. Oh, apparently you can overlay the beacon beam range with mini Huds, which sounds amazing. Oh, look at that. Am I now inside it? Dang. That's fascinating. Well, there you go. Potentially solve that one. Hey, we got the Danish dude here for 6 months and Finreal Wiss here for 12 months. Thank you so much for your amazing support, peeps, as always. And we're going to wrap up today's stream. I'll be back at it again tomorrow. So please do come by again in the morning. We'll be doing both Hermitcraft and some variety streaming too. And I've got to go pick out a channel to raid, right? I'm going to send you over to Xisuma today. And I'm heading out of here. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.